Good morning and welcome to today's webinar on Word document generators and templates. My name's Jamal and I'll be guiding you through a nice easy setup of Word templates in Priority. What we're going to cover today, we'll be covering how to use and create a Word document template, looking at how a Word document template that exists can be edited and how to add or edit a container. Also, I'll show you a professional example that I've created using the basic templates and improving upon it. If you have any questions, we've actually muted all attendees today, but please use the Q&A section of the webinar to ask any questions. And at the end, I'll review and answer as many questions as possible. If not, I'll get back to you with answers individually to all the questions after the webinar. An introduction to Word templates. The bonus of using the Word template is it is based upon a standard priority printout or document. It has the advantage of being in the user control and can be used to create a document that is designed to your company specification and can be much more artistic than the priority standard documents. A lot of users will be more familiar with Word as a document editor. And therefore can be much easier to train staff to make these documents quickly and efficiently. This will improve the image of your business with a professional document that can be sent to customers. However, whilst it is a reasonably quick process for those who are trained, it is certainly a longer process than the standard built-in reports and may require a good level of priority knowledge to understand how the reports are built. And this is necessary to find the correct XML mapping tools. This, however, is something your Meditech project manager can assist with. So if at any point you require further training, please do get in touch. I'm just going to jump out and go into Priority now. So first I'm going to create a new Word document. I will base it on the predefined template and edit it to suit my business. We'll be using sales order confirmations, and we can find this by going on Priority and opening sales orders, sales order reports, order confirmations, order confirmation. We'll only be using this document for this demonstration, so hopefully it's the document everyone here uses regularly. So I'm just going to go to that now. So sales, orders, sales order reports, order confirmation, order confirmation. We're going to open the order confirmation screen as we just have. We're going to click the design button, design Word template, and this opens the pop-up left window that you may have seen. As you can see here. This pop-out window has been in Priority since version 19. What you might have noticed has changed is the design of this screen. The unfriendly buttons that made it difficult for the user are now gone. These were not the easiest to identify on the eye, and they've been replaced, as you can see, with just two options, both on the predefined template and on any templates you may have already created. For now, we're interested in buttons on the predefined template. These you can see are clone, which gives you a copy of the predefined template, and download, which downloads you a fresh predefined template to work with. It's important to note that the reason for having to download the template file is so you can work with the correct up-to-date XML mapping. What this means is if you've added any fields to reports, this will allow those fields to be in the correct reports in the XML mapping pane. As you can see, using the download function, you get a pop-up in the middle saying that the template is saved to your computer, and in the bottom left corner, you get a small download icon with a W for Word, just down here. So we can click that and open it up. You may notice that your document opens in protected view, so you'll just need to click Enable Editing to make any changes to your document. So the first thing we need to check now that that's open, I'm just going to full screen that for you, is whether the developer tab is available. In this instance, I can see that my developer tab is not available. So what we need to do is go to File, Options, Customize Ribbon. So let's just do that so you can follow along. File, Options, Customize Ribbon. And as you can see on the right-hand side of the box, I have the Customize the Ribbon option just here. Below that, it says Main Tabs. And when I look through the Main Tabs option below, I can see that the Developer option is unticked. I'm going to tick that now and press OK. The developer option should now be available on the toolbar next to the view option just here. Before we select that, before we select the developer tab, let's just have a look at this base template that greets us. As you can see, this is built up from a combination of normal type text, for example, order number, and XML tags. So its corresponding one is document number, just here. And you can see which ones the XML tags are, because when you hover over them, they have a little gray box behind them, whereas the normal text does not. In the case of priority, the different XML tags are going to be bringing through data into your Word template, and each tag corresponds with a field in a different report section in priority. So when you run, in this case, an order confirmation and select the template that you've created, it will replace the XML tags with the corresponding info pulled from your priority system, but we'll look at that in action shortly. Let's discuss adding new XML tags. So now we're going to open that developer tab that we mentioned before, and we're going to open the XML mapping pane. You get a pop-out on the right-hand side of the screen with a selection of report names, such as company details and branch details. For all the upper levels, you can take fields from any report in order to make up a nice document header, obviously making sure it makes sense. These are often used for addresses and branches and maybe order number / document number. That's also a common one, and that one is obviously used here as well. However, when it comes to the body of your document, you will see that you have 7 options in this instance. So we've got order item standard format, order items by base product, order items with pick list, order items detailed format, order items with custom BOM, order items with extended part description, and order items with custom BOM and extended part description. It's crucial when adding main body XML fields, i.e. those that are in a table, that you take all the fields from only one report, otherwise it can cause issues. And then finally, you've got the document footers. I'll just scroll down so you can have a look here. These include totals, part totals, remarks, and signatures. And these make up the reports that you're using to design your own templates. So let's have a look at how these compare with the priority standard reports. I'm just going to jump back into PowerPoint and open it up onto the next page. So you've got the standard format versus the predefined template here. So we're going to have a look at what's in the standard format versus the predefined template here. You can see that the predefined template is instantly a lot easier on the eye. It's perhaps more basic, but overall a lot of the same info exists. The predefined template is on the right, the standard format is on the left. So in the standard format, you could say it's an extension of what's in the predefined template. That is because the priority standard report is showing every field in that report, whereas the predefined template has had fields specifically selected. The reason for showing you the comparison is that essentially any field that is in the standard report has the ability to be added to the template with just a few clicks. So just go back to that predefined template that we've got here. It's just not that one. This one. So you can essentially start again from scratch with a blank screen, or take this basic template to create a much more complex document that suits your business. I'm going to show you now how to add your own XML tags, one for each section. So for the document header, I want to add address line 2 below street address. So what I'm going to do is insert a new line on below street address, but before the city, county, and postcode. And I'm going to go to customer information on the right-hand side. I'm going to pop it down there. I'm going to find the address line 2 tag, and I'm going to insert it in plain text. There you go, nice and simple. That's literally all there is to that one. The next section may be considered a little bit harder, but you can see that the first one has been added. So we're going to look at the important document bodies. And for this, I can see we have part description, but no part number. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add an extra field down here. And there we go. And we are going to write in part number, and you can see it's picked up that it's part of the table. We're just going to make that bigger so it fits a bit nicer, all in one place. And then down here, we know that all of our fields in the table have come from order item standard format. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click this here, and we're going to put it in rich text. And the only difference between the rich text and the standard text is how the data pulls from priority. So, or wherever, these are standard in Word. So for plain text, it's just going to pull through plain text with only spacing, no matter what format the data is in, where the data is coming from. So in this instance, in priority. Whereas with rich text, you can pull through formatting, fonts, colors, any formatting that you've done to the text will be pulled through if you use the rich text function. You can also see that the table that holds this isn't the prettiest, but we can change that. We can change that very simply. If you highlight your table like this, and then you use the design function, the table design function, what you can use is you can use the shading. So in this instance, I'm going to say that my company mainly uses blue as their colors. Let's go for a darker blue. And very simply, I've now changed it, and I think that looks a bit better than the black and white and blue. But that's open to interpretation, and you can change that as much or as little as you like. So finally, a nice simple one. I'm going to scroll back down, and I'm going to add a mobile number in the document footers. So you can see here that's taking me right over to the edge where I don't want to be. So just tab that a few times to get it there. And I'm going to click the signature, use the signature. And I'm going to right click on mobile and pop that in plain text. And there we go, that's done. Now, the other thing we have the ability to change in the standard template is font size, font color, basically how the writing comes. You can highlight things in different colors to make them more important if you like. But what I'm going to do for this demonstration is just, I don't like this terms and conditions, that it comes up in two different colors. One side's bold, one side isn't. So I'm just going to bold that, and I am going to make it black. And there we go. I already think that looks a bit more professional. So next, we need to save our new template. So what you need to do is go to Save As, like you would for any other Word document. Open up Documents. Now, the important bit is changing it from a Word.docx file, apologies, to a Word template.docx file. It's crucial that you do this, otherwise it will not work in priority. And what the more eagle-eyed among you may have just noticed is that it has taken me from the Documents folder into a folder called Custom Office Templates. So if you find you've saved your work, you know you've saved your work, but then you can't find your work, have a look in that folder. It does this as soon as I change it to a Word template file. So I changed mainly part number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this part number order confirmation. I'm just going to add a 2 to it so I know exactly which one it is. And then we're going to click save. Okay, we're going to jump back into priority now. And we're going to upload that. So you can see here, we're still here, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you again how to get there. In this instance, I've got it in my recent items on the right-hand side. So I'm going to go order confirmation, design Word template, and I'm going to create a new one. And I'm going to call it part number order confirmation, like the same as I saved it. And I'm going to create a template. This is going to give me the same pop-ups, but you can just ignore those because all we're going to do is do the upload here. Click the upload file. We'll go into that Custom Office Templates folder, and we've got part number order confirmation 2.x. I'm going to open that now. And what you should see is in the bottom right corner, you get the file part number order confirmation 2.x has been completed. That was down there just a second ago. If you're watching this on the video, you can just scroll back and see that. It does pop up quite quickly. So I'm now going to show you that working. So we're going to go to OK. We're going to be using this sales order ending 32. Press OK on that. And then what we need to do is just drop down here. So what you've got is your custom office templates in the top, or your standard formats that are built in out of the box at the bottom. So we did part number order confirmation. So I'm going to click OK on that. I'm going to have it as a PDF file. This will allow you to let it work on a computer where you have Priority installed, but you don't have Word installed. So if somebody's already uploaded the template and you don't have Word installed, you can still do this. Going to press apply. Let that run through. It's going to give me a pop out now. You have the option to open it in Adobe as well. I'm not going to. And you can see now we've got our address line 2 here. We've got our part number. We've got our different colored table. And we've got our mobile number here as well, and the color changed on terms and conditions. So we can see everything we wanted to do has worked, which is really good news. So we're now going to discuss the ability to add containers. A container can be used to add hard-coded text or a link when parameters have been met. The easiest example to explain now is the ability to add a happy holidays greeting for all invoices that are sent out between the 1st and the 25th of December, but it can be used for more complex programming than that. I'm just going to run through an example now. First, we go through the same steps as though we're doing a new Word document template. So we go to the design Word template. And you'll see on the left, there are 3 options: system document, template document that we just looked at, and containers. So we're going to click on containers. And we are going to call this one Sony Container 1. And we're going to go to create container. What you'll see then is it's going to pop out a box where you have the option to give it a name or change the name, make it active, put whether you want text or a link. I'm going to be using text today. So let's just go down to there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a nice easy one for you. And I'm going to add the text. Please note, high value orders will be shipped by overnight courier and require a signature. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add an if statement condition. This is the same as your business rules or your autofill rules or your BPM rules. So you might already recognize this. So I'm going to say if the total, and that's the total, is greater than, so not the subtotal, 500. And I can say either if all conditions are met or if at least one condition is met, because I only have one. So I'm going to save that now. And you'll see it there in the list, Sony Container 1. And we'll just click save again. I'll show you that working in action. But whilst we're here, I can show you on this where your containers sit, and they sit just here. You can add these into any Word template you like. Okay, so we'll show you that working in just a mo, but that's how you add a container. So what I'm going to do now is show you this other Word document I have open. So what we're going to do here is this is our Sony one. This is a slightly more complex example that I've created for you guys. And you can see here we've got a nice header. We've got a nice place where the where the image sits, and we've got a lot more information. We've got the company number up there, the VAT number, a couple of telephone numbers. I've made the order number and order date bold. Sony's colors, their logos are mainly black and gray, so our table's in black and gray. We've added a couple of extra fields in there that weren't on the other one. Got my container added in. I've got my bank details, remarks, and then I've kept from the original. So we've added this Sony Entertainment bank sheet for your custom to make it look a bit more professional, but I've kept these footers down here from the template document because I think they look quite nice actually. I would maybe change the color of the pictures to gray, but for now I think that's pretty good. So let's have a look at that one in action. So we're going to go to our order confirmation again. We're going to use the same number, and this time we are going to change to Sony order confirmation, and we're just going to apply that one. Give it a minute to run through, pull its data. And you can see here, it's bringing the company logo. This all stays nice. It's pulled all its data through here. And we've got our like part numbers and such on here as well. Remarks. And then we've got our bank details, who to pay it to, who it's from, bit of a signature, and then all our terms and conditions as well. So I think that looks really nice. And as I said before, the only thing limiting you is your own imagination in how nice you want to make this and how much you want it to fit into your business, company, structure. Okay, so that concludes today's webinar. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to just take a quick look at the questions that have been submitted during the presentation, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. We may send out an email afterwards with any questions that can't be answered. Okay, so I've got one question here, and it's that, can anyone in your business make these up? And the answer is yes, but they do need to be flagged in the user permissions as having permission for document design before they can do it. But other than that, yeah, it's open to anyone, as long as they've got the training, or you need some help with training, we can get them trained up, and they can make as many or as few as they want, and they can just go nuts. You could have one person within your business in charge of it, or you could do it on a department by department basis. It's really up to you. So thank you once again for listening today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.